Cool. Thank you, Amber, for
Excellent.
boosting me on that one.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order at 6:34. I have an addition to the agenda, under, I guess, old business. Scott Farm has asked us to change our date.
Oh,
Very nice. So,
great thing.
yeah, I will update on that down the road here. Does anyone else have anything to add or remove? No? Did everybody get a chance to take a look at Mike's notes? Mike's minutes from last month?
And we all appreciate Trish.
Thank you, John.
No, I do.
Thanks, Mike. They're awesome.
They are.
Mhm. Yeah, does anybody have any changes? Nope, no. All right, make a motion to accept the secretary's report as recorded.
Second.
All in favor? Treasurer's report.
Emily, do you mind?
Please.
Easy to bring that back to. So the investments went down in the last period from March 1st to March 31st. But based on what's happened in April, I suspect that these will be rebounding quickly, but this is entirely attributed to the war in Iran. So no kind of like long-term concern there. Are there other things I've never done the treasurer's report before, so I don't know what you guys want. Well, I don't want to take everyone's time.
No.
What do people,
Market speculation.
No.
I mean,
What should we do with our retirement?
I am curious if there are people who are interested in this, maybe it's just the finance committee, but one of the things I did look at when I went through here is just to like look through like what are the mutual funds that we're invested in? And I've read that, I know that we have a ESG/SRI investment policy.
What does that mean?
So SRI stands for socially responsible investing and ESG stands for environmental and social and governance, which are both categories that people can say and then feel like we all know what we're talking about and we're all talking about the same thing and we might be talking about very, very different things because there's lots of different ways to do it. And I also, like one question I have to think about is if the intention is that the endowment, so at the Putney School has an endowment and the intention is that that endowment exists in perpetuity. It's always there. We would never spend it down. And so you think of it kind of like a person who lives forever. And so you pay a lot of attention to like with the fees. If the library's endowment is something where we expect that we would use it on a capital expenditure largely in the next 5 years, it doesn't make sense to do a lot of looking around for like what your long-term fees are going to do. But if we expect it's going to be something that we want to be there for the long haul, then I would like to look more closely at what the fee structure is. And I would like to do that kind of collaboratively with other people, just to at least I could summarize like this is what I'm finding. And some people can ask me questions and say, that sounds like something we should look at, or no, this is good. We're happy with this. So if those are things you're interested in, you can let me know. Or if you kind of say like, Mike, that's not what we want you to be doing, you can say that now.
That sounds like finance committee territory if you want to take a look at that.
Yep.
We don't have a meeting, but we could have a meeting about this.
Or we could even start with some emails of like, what are the questions that
Yeah.
I want to look at, what people want to know.
Okay.
So not that I'm opposed to meetings.
No, let's have some clear intent before we have to have a meeting.
Thanks, Mike. Emily?
Director's report is, it's just like, why does everything feel so frantic? I think that's what it's struggling to answer. We had the new trustees orientation. The Putney Public Library is part of a cohort selected by UVM to pilot offering UVM's digital resources to us, which I thought was going to be great, and that we could let our patrons use online databases, but it's not the case. I'm allowed to use online databases if you tell me your reference question.
Oh.
And then there's all of these really strange restrictions on it. So the good news is we're part of the cohort. I get to give a lot of feedback and we'll talk about that more. But I threw our hat in because I was hoping it would, create more access for our patrons. We're in summer hours, so we're only open.
Wait, sorry, I'm sorry. Can I ask you a question? Does that mean, for example, if I sent you a link to like, here's this article
Yes.
in Nature or something?
I would try to get it for you,
Okay,
but I'm not supposed to email it to you.
really?
Yeah, I have to print it out and have you come to the library.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. But I see, I'm glad that you get to give feedback.
yes,
Based on that,
I am
okay.
too. I had no idea how restrictive it was going to be when I signed up for it.
Wow,
Because
okay.
people come to us and ask for articles all the time, and that is a way that they can be provided, that we get them through interlibrary loan. Generally, we actually get them through a friend of mine who works at an academic library and
Mhm.
sends me the PDF.
Okay.
Because the interlibrary loan process in Vermont for that kind of thing is really difficult.
Mhm.
Don't we all have access to Landmark's academic?
I think if you
Database?
went there in
If-
person,
Mhm.
have you used it not in person?
No,
Okay.
I haven't. I
Who's
just remember
we?
looking into Putney residents.
Putney?
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, anybody can go into an academic library and use their
Oh, I
databases on
see.
site. And I think that's the same deal. I've also done chat reference with Landmark to say, Putney Public Library, I'd really love if you guys have access to this journal article for
Mhm.
one of our patrons. So that's another thing we've done. But I was trying to cut out some of the many hoops
Yeah.
to jump through for that.
How common is that for people to ask?
It actually comes up relatively often. I'd say maybe 2 a month, which is more than my previous library.
Mhm.
Any other questions about that?
Thank you.
We switched to summer hours at the beginning of April, and we're now closing at 1 on Saturdays. I did some training with Erin Riley, who's the new director of the Dummerston Library. They're also part of the Catamount Library Network with us. And we had 2 extended staff meetings, or summits, as we call them, before hours to discuss solutions for time crunch issues we've been facing. And that was at the suggestion of the Strategic Planning Committee. And we've had some great programs lately. Pursuit of Happiness with Megmont was really well attended, and people want more pursuing of happiness and more discussion about the virtues. Yeah, the virtues in the Declaration of Independence. So that's kind of our observation of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence is hopefully going to be a full series with Meg that I'm applying for a grant for. With the Problem of Plastic book group, we had a great turnout. Now I'm going to be passing those books, which were donated by Evie Lovett, on to another library that wants to recreate the program. Thanks. And Ed Demiuga did a talk about the basics of estate planning, to a small but appreciative audience. And the Peeps Diorama contest is just getting crazier. There were 31 dioramas this year, as you see in your trustee fact, with a little chart of how many dioramas there have been year over year. I was trying to do the library trustee fact as we were tying up voting and about to start the puzzle race. So my apologies, but I'm glad that I have this info in my archives in order to give you. Tomorrow is the Beaver Week kickoff with the Beaver Believer Family Program that Beak is coming to present. They're going to have a life-size prehistoric beaver puppet and a stream table. It's going to be great. If people keep asking me if there's going to be a real beaver there, and I can't answer. I really don't know. There's going to be a Wilson Wetland walk on Sand Hill Road to point out the different beaver habitat there. And then we're going to have John Aberth, who wrote Bringing Up Beaver, presenting at the library next Tuesday. The flyer has a picture of him nursing a little beaver that's like in a little pouch on his chest. I don't think that's going to happen at the event either, but I can hope. Gardens
Yes,
are looking.
that picture led to my child asking, "Can we have a pet beaver?"
Can you become a wildlife rescue person and get a lot of extra shots? So like, I don't. The gardens look great. Everyone's complimenting the bulbs. The Tesla Powerwall batteries have been installed and are working. And the road crew came and fixed the damaged fence by themselves. We didn't have to involve insurance or a fence company or anything like that. And you see the exponential growth of the diorama contest. I found out after sending this to all of you that the first year in 2021, we had 9 dioramas, and in 2022, we had 14.
Hmm.
It's not actually exponential. I'm sorry for making free with that word, Mike. It seems like something you
You'll
would.
see, you'll see.
And that's it. Oh, we also had the puzzle race on Saturday, which was really fun and sweet. It always is. And I consider it the most successful puzzle swap in that we ended up with only 2 puzzles at the end.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes, it was like a good.
Who was in the team that won?
It was a team of 20-ish, 20-something, college age
Great.
women who were up visiting one of their moms and read about the puzzle race in the commons
Amazing.
and got in touch pretty late in the game, but another team had dropped out, so they could come.
That's awesome.
Yes, they finished in 1 hour and 7
There we
minutes.
go. Wasn't that one of the demographics we were trying to figure out how to like?
And we just need to publish things about
Yes.
like, I don't know, senior citizen hobbies in the newspaper. In order to corner that market of urban colleges.
Wasn't recently like an Atlantic article or something about how like people are taking up bird watching and things like this that were classically thought of as like
Oh.
retirement sort of
I mean, I
hobbies.
am, but I don't know that young people maybe.
No, analog life is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Emily. Any questions about the director's report? All right, committees, finance,
Kind of the same that as the budget
yeah.
treasurer's report.
There's nothing else really, just there's the budget. Sorry. I look at the budget, I don't see anything worth commenting on.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's good news.
Anything from institutional long-range planning?
We are chugging towards success with Tesla Powerwall batteries. No, we should probably meet again. I feel like we've checked off a lot of the things on our last to-do list in terms of things we were trying to achieve, but we could check in.
Let me know.
Yep, I'm writing.
There's nobody to nominate right now. Personnel, I am working on Emily's review.
Yeah.
And I'll probably, I think Ben is the other trustee who's on the personnel committee with me, so I'll probably run it by him and then bring it to the board, hopefully before we take a break in July. The policy and bylaws, we've been tossing around this idea of really taking a look at our committees and deciding if we can streamline things a little bit and maybe fold some committees into other committees or look at committees that don't make sense anymore. So we decided that's really something that the policy and bylaws committee should be working on, which is only you, Nancy. But Emily's going to call a meeting and I'll come also, and we can start to look at that and then bring what we sort of come up with to the board to see how other folks feel about what we decide. So I think Emily is going to doodle us after this week at some point.
Right, because you're away.
I'm away until
Okay.
next week, so. And then once we come to a decision about what our committees are, the newly formed committees or like folded committees, combined committees, I think it makes sense for all of us to revisit our committee assignments and decide what committees we're on, what still makes sense. And then the next piece is open meeting law changed a little over a year ago, and there are more requirements of us even for committee meetings. They have to be warned, which means just writing up a really simple agenda, which needs to be sent to town hall, and it needs to be posted at the co-op, the post office, and here on paper. We need to take minutes, and those minutes also have to be sent to town hall. So all of this means that each committee should really have somebody who's sort of the chair, who's like making sure all those things happen. And none of them are difficult. It's just like a few pieces to keep in mind whenever the committees meet. So just having like a little bit of a tutorial for everyone so we all know what should be done when a committee meets, if you happen to be the person who is heading up that committee. Does that make sense to everyone? Buildings and grounds? Anything? Just we have our new Tesla batteries.
Batteries in.
We have a new fence.
Right. I already reported on those two new issues since last time. I think that's it.
Eileen donated 60 daffodils from her garden, which I dug up and planted. I mean, it rained really hard and then it got really, really cold. So
Mhm.
they're mostly cool.
Yeah.
They will be great next year. This season has been really hard.
Yeah.
So all my tours were closed up today.
Mhm.
Yes, that was really nice of her.
Who is this from?
Eileen Canaris, former board member.
Yeah, I know that Jessica is eager to plant more bulbs in the fall for next year. She was unhappy is too strong of a word. She was under the impression that the crocuses were going to be a different color than what they were. So at the community supper, she had mentioned that she really would love to plant some more in the fall for next year.
People commented on them to me though.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to see like
Takes a
those
while.
little early pops of color and fundraising. So there's lots of stuff to talk about. We have the book sale coming up. I think everyone's had a chance, maybe Lydia had. So book sale sign up has come around. I think our raffle basket status is chugging away.
It is.
If you get a chance, if you signed up as someone who is a point person for a raffle basket item, just like putting a little note in that column to let us know if people are indeed going to donate something. I think we are putting the baskets together on the 9th of May. So we need to have items in hand by then. So I guess it's like 2 weeks, more or less.
Things are trickling in.
Things are trickling in.
Knitted animals.
So many knitted animals. Okay, so are there any questions about the book sale sign up or the book sale in general? I think Emily is working on securing the exit plan for the books.
Yeah, I have a strong lead. I just really hope they have enough pickup trucks to get them. There's a few different places that they can go. The ideal situation is to have somebody here on Sunday who's taking them out so they're not hanging out in the library. But if they have to hang out in that corner, it's not the worst thing, but I would prefer they move along as quickly as possible. So I'm working on that now. We're allowed to bring the leftovers to Byway Books in Greenfield. Or Byway, no, I'm sorry.
No,
It's
on
not by, it's
Canal?
Roundabout Books.
Okay.
Byway Books does not.
Yeah,
Does not want.
that's a very small store.
I know, no, that was a misfire, sorry. Roundabout Books in Greenfield, we can bring them and they'll help us unload them, but we have to get them
But
down
we have
there.
to get
So
them done.
So Westminster doesn't need them for their book sale.
They are my hot lead and I'm hoping that they take it up, but so I've been in touch a lot.
I'll use the communication channel I mentioned earlier
Yes.
tonight and see if I can make headway.
Through children of
Yes.
different people in the library.
Children who are almost adults.
Yeah, do those kids have pickup trucks? Not yet.
They are quite strong though. So I think if we could procure the pickup trucks,
Yeah.
we could get them on board for it.
I'm hoping to offload all of that. Yeah, that's my big thing. Also, I just mailed out the postcard, the mailed invitation to the pre-party or the pre-sale party on Friday night.
What
So-
time does it start?
We're saying 6 to 8.
6 to 8,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I want to tell people
Yeah.
when they donate things.
Yes, make sure like if you're collecting raffle items that,
I have extra postcards that I could give anybody who wants to
Okay.
hand those out
Okay.
too.
but they're welcome at the donor party. Anyone who's donating items to the raffle. I think Mike is gonna ask Kevin about tables. What else? I think we decided we would proceed the same way we did last year with the Saturday morning bake sale, and maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, take a look at the forecast for Saturday morning and make sure it still makes sense to have a bake sale outside. Um,
You still have access to Putney School kids to help.
I think Emily said they're gonna come help Sunday.
We're gonna come
with
help
packing
pack
it
up,
out.
right?
I mean, I will ask.
Yeah, that would be great. Mike promised us. No, he didn't, but no, I don't think that the Putney School students will be helping set up. So if you know anyone, if you have any pals, there's certain library patrons who always like to come set up. And we close at 1 that
You get
day.
to see the books first.
We do get to see the books.
You can squirrel away a
And you can
giant
make a
pile in the
pile.
corner.
Very enabling.
That's larger than the pile of books that you donated. Okay, anything else about the book sale? Okay, so the other fundraising piece to talk about, I think maybe you remember Susan mentioned for Crepe Night at Scott Farm, the hosting organization can take the initiative to line up musicians for the night, and if they don't, Scott Farm takes care of that. And Scott Farm pays the musicians anywhere from $150 to $200 for the night, and that comes out of anything that we make. I, after our last meeting, reached out to Ashley and Putnam because they have a band and asked if they would like to play for us, and they were very excited. They typically charge $150 to $200 for an event like this. And they are very happy to work with us, is the way Ashley put it. I feel pretty strongly about paying artists for their time. And I think it's not a lot of money. All that being said, we're gonna get to the date change. And I can't guarantee, Ashley and Putnam were available for that first date.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna be available for whatever date we change to.
We have to change.
So we don't know
What's
the new.
We have options. We have options. So
We'll pick probably tonight, we hope.
yes,
right?
yes, maybe I should have put it under fundraising. Can we just talk about it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, they had given us June 3rd, and Simone reached out a couple of days ago and said that we can't do June 3rd. They can't do June 3rd. And so they asked for us to pick. Scott Farm can't let us do it that night. So they asked if we could do one of the other Wednesday nights in June. So those options are the 10th, the 17th, or the 24th. And I told him that we had a board meeting scheduled tonight and I would bring it to the board and see what people thought. I think we either take one of these alternate June dates, or maybe they give our June date to another organization that's waiting, because it didn't sound to me like we could be like, no, we want to keep June 3rd.
No, it didn't sound that way.
That was not the way he wrote the email. I am out of town on June 24th, which doesn't mean we can't choose that one. I just won't be available
I also am out of town.
on the 24th.
Mhm.
So that's two of us. We do have friends. I don't know if you're one of the friends who was available. Jessica said this was also the June 3rd date that she had thought about, but I'm just wondering how folks feel about those other options.
I just have a question. It looks like it was June 2nd and 3rd, so if it's the 17th, does that mean we would also work the evening of the 16th, which is our board meeting?
It's our board meeting.
That might not work.
So the board meeting. Well, what it is, they haven't sent me all the details yet, but they ask for a couple of people to come the night before Crepe Night, maybe to do some like preliminary prep work. And I think they said it's only like 2 people that need to show up, but that's a good point. If it's the board meeting date, then, and that's our last board meeting. So we usually do like a little bit of a
Well, I could do
party
it.
celebration.
Maybe I can find someone to help me, or my friend Andre, who's a chef.
Or we could do it the
Well,
9th and-
how do people feel about the 10th? Is that
That's fine.
You won't be here on the 10th, okay?
I
So
can-
that's Jim.
I can do the 10th, but on the 9th, we have an event here, so I can't be at
Okay.
South Farm, but it doesn't sound like you need me in particular for that.
I could help with the 9th and the 10th.
Okay. So Jim aside, does anyone else have conflicts the 9th, 10th? We could save you some crepes, Jim. All right, well, fingers crossed that works. So, okay, I guess we have to approve spending the money for Ashley and Putnam, assuming they can do this new date. So I wanted to bring that to everyone tonight to see, and if they can't do that date, then I think Rich, we also had talked about asking Ashley if the Red 10 Singers wanted to sing that night. I don't know if that feels like, I'm pointing at you because you're one of them. It's like a different,
Yeah.
it's a different vibe at like something like that,
Yeah,
right?
'cause
Where
it's just like talking and like the music is sort of like in the background.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's different. Like to have a singing group feels like
Yeah.
maybe not quite the right thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was my sense too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we vote to see if we approve to spend the money for Ashley and Putnam, and we just cross our fingers that they're available on the 10th also.
You could say up to $200 for
A
musicians.
musician to be
Yeah.
named later.
That's a good idea.
Need a motion for that?
Yeah, do you want to?
I move that we approve, sorry, do we need to specify where that money comes from?
No.
There's
Okay.
only one place that.
It's just that it comes from the checkbook, right? The checking account.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I move that we allocate $200 for a musical act to be determined for Crepe Night, June 9th and 10th.
Same. I'll second that. Does anyone have any questions, objections? All in favor? Yay. Thanks, guys. So I will let Simone know that the 10th works, and I'll let Ashley know about the date change, and update you guys in May on, well, yeah, we'll cross that bridge if they can't do it when we get to it. So I thought Ben would report out on the strategic planning, but I don't know that there's a whole,
Some people weren't.
Mike,
Okay.
you had to leave early. I would say does somebody else want to talk about the retreat? It doesn't have to be me.
I think you're a fine person. to talk about the
Okay. We came away from the retreat and the work we did there feeling like we don't need to feel an urgency to move forward with a capital campaign and an addition, especially in light of the request coming from Karen that we maybe pause for a year, and also just wanting to get a sense of like what was out there. And so out of that came this idea that we would do an atlas of meeting spaces around Putney, and different people took on reaching out to different organizations to just go through questions that Emily came up with that would be great for us to have to point people toward when they come here and they're like, can I meet here? And we either aren't available when they want it, or for whatever reason. You got signed up for the Putney School. And Ben, I'm pretty sure he sent this to the full board. There was one little glitch with it, which has been fixed, which Natalie pointed out from Next Stage because she filled it out. And so that needs to be edited because they have way more technology available. She was like the person who noticed you can only click one.
Is this just for free use of the space?
Not free. It can be for a fee.
Okay.
It's
So I'm the
to,
person to talk to about Putney Friends.
yes. And I think somebody took on that because they were like, oh, I'll just talk to Janice. But yeah, to like see, is there a cost? Like, what is the capacity? Is it wheelchair accessible? Is it equipped with the different kinds of technology that a group might want to use? Yeah, and just hours, things like that. Like, are there any restrictions on the space use so that we can just sort of point people other
That'd be a great
places?
help for patrons.
And I actually had a personal conversation with Ellen and Marie, and they were giving me more info about the community center. I don't know who
Mhm.
signed up to talk to them, but
Well, I wrote to Nancy Olson, 'cause
Yeah.
she's the head of the board.
yeah.
So
But
should
it
I-
sounds like they definitely offer it for free to
Mhm,
nonprofit
mhm.
organizations. So there's more places than I think existed a little while ago for people to meet for free. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't still want to create a space, but we're gonna kind of just proceed a little bit more slowly. And in the meantime, Emily is gonna look into the idea of like a pod closet kind of structure, which could accommodate people who need a private space for different purposes inside the library.
Yeah.
Um, does that feel like it sums up the retreat?
Is it important in terms of the Google form? I'm just speculating here, but I'm
Mhm.
imagining that if I send the form, it will just linger.
Mhm.
But if I go have a conversation and then
Yeah.
I fill in the form,
I
Yeah.
called Wolf and then typed
Okay,
into
that's
the
fine,
form
right?
while I was
Yeah. Okay.
talking to
okay,
Yeah,
the person, you know,
Okay.
to.
And I think Ben had sort of said that, like, it might be better
I have a
to like
feeling
have a
that,
like interview style process
yeah,
with
I have a feeling
someone.
with the school, like Putney School, like there's a lot of like stuff that happens there because someone has an in,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
Like the rowing club,
Yeah.
because they knew someone. So there's a lot of stuff where it's like, because it's a school and the kids are there in boarding school, like there kind of needs to be like an employee who's
Mhm.
like taking responsibility for the meeting.
Mhm.
But I'll try to capture that.
It's one of the questions. Who's allowed?
Right, which is, it's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, I think that's the answer from everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that it's not necessarily cut and dry.
Yeah.
Number
And
one, sorry,
Yeah.
once we have all the responses, will we create some kind of map or document or?
I think it's going into a spreadsheet that I would love to just be able to email to people, and I think Ben knows about that, but it would be accessible certainly to all of us, but I would love to just be able to email it to someone when people call and say, do you have meeting space that I could use during the day? And we say, no, we're open during the day and we don't have any meeting space, but I can send you this document of other meeting space in Putney.
Mhm.
What about the people who responded? who
Yeah,
have
I
meeting
told them we're
space?
sharing.
I
it with
kind
them
of, yeah, I kind of said
already.
they could have access, no?
Mhm.
Oh, to the document?
Yeah, or
Probably.
that,
Yeah,
you know,
that would
they,
make sense.
yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone would know. They could point people in.
I
a
hadn't even
direction.
thought of that, but I'm sure, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I figured.
did you think about
the,
Putney Meadows? They have that huge room
Well,
there.
we didn't put Putney Meadows on there. That's, we
We
missed
had
the,
political in the past, we had like pre-primary meetings there and stuff like that when Nada was running.
I also wonder if, the new Wyndham Windsor is gonna have like a community room, probably.
was the Putney Inn or what's Katie Iman's new thing called?
Putney
Pumpkin.
Place.
Is
Yeah,
that on the
no,
list?
we missed Putney Place too. And they actually do, I mean, it's actually, they had a very small meeting space and it has since been like consumed by another space that I think maybe the cafe.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure that they actually have it, but we should reach out to her to include her.
That would be one. So that kind of diner space is like, I think there is like an intermediate phase between like when they stop serving food, but before the like after school programs.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know we captured all the big ones, it felt like, and all the educational facilities.
And is it important that that all be within town of Putney?
I think the borders matter so much, but I feel like most of the stuff is kind of just like,
I mean, if
Right.
it's if it's a more of a regional organization, they already just know to like call Brooks.
I tell people to call Brooks all the time.
Field, they have that.
Yeah,
big
they do.
room. They have a couple of big rooms.
Right, and Rockingham Library does too, and I refer people to those places all the time.
Mhm.
Let's not go crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let-
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
No,
just keep,
that's
let's just keep it Putney.
Yeah, I feel like that feels like the gist of our retreat meeting. We spent money.
Or we're gonna retroactively approve.
We're gonna retroactively approve spending $120
Crazy this year.
in coffee and pastries and fruit salad and a tip for the G-Store people who were working very hard at making all of that. And are we also approving the money for the
Oh,
the
for the
staff?
Yeah, the strategic plan urged the staff to meet, and what went a long way to getting everyone to meet at 8 a.m. before we opened was getting everybody maple coffee. So I think you guys unwitting didn't know, but did spend $45 or less on 2 rounds of fancy coffees for the staff for our 2 meetings, which it was really nice of the strategic planning committee to offer to work the desk while we met, but I actually can't imagine anything more stressful. So I think $45 was, if you guys don't want to pay it, it was to not do that. It was very nice, but that's hard to do.
So I'll make a motion to retroactively approve $165 in expenses toward strategic planning for the staff and the trustees.
We need a second.
Is it,
I'll second that.
is it 40 or 45? You said the cut.
I don't remember the exact total, guys. I'm sorry. I thought I had it. I thought it was in this.
Yeah,
I
you
did
said
say
45.
It was,
That's 125,
No, 120.
120, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I misheard.
Yeah.
yeah, it was, I think it's below
Okay.
45, but
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so 120 is the retreat.
120 was the retreat,
Oh, the total.
45 for the the
Oh.
staff.
I misunderstood.
Sorry.
Okay. So 165 is both of those things.
Yes, the
together.
total.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
is Penny seconding that?
Yes.
I am.
Any other questions? No, all in favor?
We don't usually do it in this order.
Yes. We'll be really happy to get that check from town.
Oh, I submitted it.
Yeah. The town library relationship. Did you get a chance to check in with
Well-
Karen about?
Last week, you talked to Karen, I guess, was it last week?
Right.
I think it was last week, and she said that there was gonna be a select board meeting this past Saturday,
Mhm.
in which they were gonna talk about it.
They had I saw Karen on Friday, no, it might have been Thursday, whatever. And she said on Saturday they were doing their strategic planning meeting retreat with the select board, and that she really wanted to hammer out something where the select board was regularly checking in with the library. And I don't know what came of that.
And unfortunately, I don't either,
Okay.
because when I was preparing for the meeting today, 4 o'clock, I discovered that I was supposed to, remember that I was supposed to follow up on that, which I haven't done, but I can do.
It would be great if you could still be the emissary and.
Sure, I'm happy to be necessary. My guess is that nothing earth shaking probably happened at me, if anything happened at all, but we'll see.
She had a concrete suggestion for them, and we'll see what shook out in terms of, remaining in touch with the library.
Okay, well, I'll let you know.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Jen. We talked about the garden. Is there anything that I missed besides bulbs?
Okay, planted 60.
Well, this only,
I know.
we're the garden committee, right?
You said Susan's on it?
I don't think so. Is she?
Yeah, Susan was listed on the garden committee
check.
and Jessica.
Right.
Is Jessica staying on the garden committee?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jessica
Oh,
would like
good.
to stay
Good,
in
good,
the
good.
loop.
That's
I
great.
mean, I said something to her at the community supper, like you want to stay on the garden committee, and she responded back, I would like to stay involved with the garden.
Yeah, okay.
So it might be that like she's not interested in showing up to like committee meetings, but she wants to be involved in planting
You've
and,
got great ideas and she
Yeah.
knows words.
um, I don't think there's anything.
Tomorrow morning.
We'll discuss, yeah.
I don't think there's anything from fair compensation. Special events, so, this year, Next Stage is trying out 4 more festival experience bandwagon shows, so there'll be multiple bands playing at these different like events. And they want it to feel like there's a lot happening and they want the community to feel invited to participate either through offering something or something like that. And so the first one is at Putney Central School on June 13th.
Oh.
And Natalie, the new director at Next Stage, wondered if the library might want to do something simple, like have, you know, like a chill reading zone corner for kids to, you know, take a break and like look at board books, or something like that. Julia says they have lots of books they could loan for this purpose, but this would be us doing this. It wouldn't be the library staff doing this. And so my question was, are we interested? Are people available? This will be the first of 4
yes.
sort of festival events where they're trying to do this. So yeah, she's just curious if the library would like to be part of that.
I have a question, a clarifying question. Do people have to pay to get to this?
Yes.
This is new, right? This is new thing that they're doing?
I think they've done like sort of like a multiple band sort of thing with like other stuff to do, maybe once last year, she was saying, and it was very popular. So they're trying it out. Like there'll be other bandwagon shows that aren't like this. This is just a few of
Is
them.
it sequentially other bands or multiple bands at the same time?
Oh, no, it's like one after sequentially.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And maybe other performer kind of, maybe not all music.
Oh, okay.
Who else besides the library are they reaching out to? What kind of?
I think
That's a really good question, I think. I mean, they commissioned me to be doing like placemaking art there at all of these festivals through the summer. So that's one thing that will be happening, which also means I can't commit to be part of anything the library does or doesn't do.
And is it always on a Saturday?
No, they are not all on set. One of them is on like a Monday night or something.
Because this one is.
And this would be the only one that makes sense for us. Like the other ones are less youth oriented. Like this one is at Putney Central, and it's really like targeting you know, the kid population in town. But yes, you do have to pay. I mean, there are passes.
Yeah, and we have passes, but the school's letting them use the school for something that you have to pay to get into? I'm like, Amber, she answered me. No, we do have passes. We do have 4 passes. In the past, they've donated all 4 to us, which is great. And they almost always get checked out for the bandwagon shows. But yeah, I hadn't thought about the cost part.
Right.
So, okay, so it's organized by Next Stage, located at the school.
This first one is.
Next,
Outside?
Yeah, next,
Yes.
well, probably underneath that place they have outside kind of place in case it rains, but anyway. But it costs to go,
Does it though?
and the people,
I'm
the
not
other
certain.
people that they're going to come are not like vendors, although there be vendors there.
I think there'll be
The whole thing is a
food.
little.
Yeah, and I think the details are still sort of like settling into place on their end too.
Here's what it says on
Yeah.
their website.
Tell us. I was just gonna.
Bandwagon Summer Series was created in response to COVID-19 in an effort to fulfill our mission to our community. The series is predicated on the idea that even in times of social distancing, we yearn for communion and connection. Accessibility is at the forefront of this series. Kids under 12 are always free. Passes are donated to all 17 public libraries within the county. And we provide a kids' play space featuring imagination playground blocks.
Yeah, they
With a
love those.
range of Vermont-made products and sponsors, we are proud to call the Bandwagon Series our way of expressing our love for Southern Vermont.
Doesn't, yeah.
I like the information density as well.
Right.
So,
The leadership council or whatever the right name of that at the school.
Mhm.
I can find out more about what's going on with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that my understanding from what Natalie has shared is that, you know, this is a vision and sort of a pilot year of trying these things out where it's like more than just going with your picnic blanket and listening to music, but wanting to create like this community event and atmosphere. Maybe a little bit like what has happened a few times downtown, but like, you know, on location at the school, or I can't remember the other 3 locations they're doing them at off the top of my
Obviously,
head.
this is like the last week at the school or
Mhm.
right around the last week. At the
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
It seems like they've had things in the past. And I wonder if they're thinking that this is going to sort of be part of that in some way. And I mean, the
Mhm.
last one of those I went to, there's like 250 people there.
Yeah.
And there was no live music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was free. I'm happy to ask about what's going on with that and have more detail, but they probably want to know before
Yeah.
we have our next board meeting, right?
Yeah, I think she's hoping to start. I think the reason there's not a lot of publicity about it is because they're trying to line everything up so that they can let
Mhm.
folks know what to expect. And so she is hoping to hear from us by the end of this week. And it might be something that doesn't feel like the right fit. I feel like we're participating in a lot of community oriented, you know, endeavors. Or maybe it is something that it feels like the library really wants to do.
What it is really isn't clear. I think we need to know more.
Mhm.
And
I don't think I know. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't need to know a whole lot more to know that adding a third thing to the board meeting and that crepe night in the month of June
Mhm.
feels like more than I want to take on. But I don't want to, if others have zeal and enthusiasm.
I'm not available.
I'm not available.
Well, there we
Yeah,
go.
Decided to break the seal.
We should have started this.
The seal is low.
I am available. I just don't want to.
That makes me not available. Yes. Worry not.
so
No, sidewalk shop party.
chalk party.
Yes.
I think that's a good.
So I guess, though, because this is just the first one of 4, maybe me getting some more information from Natalie around
future things.
the mission behind this specifically, would help us decide if it's something we want to do at any of the future events, or maybe we feel really clear, like there's just a lot that we're doing and it feels like enough.
I think it really depends on the timing of it. Like
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
timing of this, obviously, even if like,
Yeah.
any of us were available, it just feels like we're already potentially doing like,
Books at a concert doesn't really work.
you know,
Yeah.
lots that week.
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like the Venn diagram overlap is like, we love Southern Vermont, right? And there's just not, I don't see I don't know.
Yeah.
Do people come, might feel unrelated, but is the library involved in the Halloween, like quiet space at?
We used to be, well, actually, no, I think up until including this last year, we would be doing. It used to be like first it was me reading stories and then it was Susan Hesse telling stories
Okay.
at the Take a Break house. But then we've also had a table on the street during Halloween as well. So we've had an outside presence as well.
I read
I
this,
think
yeah.
Trish read this past
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
We're told.
The
Yeah.
Putney Community
Right.
Cares Building.
Thank you. I was like, wait, it was different this year.
Yeah,
Thanks for reminding me. So
That's why you
yes,
couldn't be part
we
of the
have been.
flash
I
mob.
wasn't part of the flash.
Yes, you're planning that right now. Not like September, like the last week of September this year.
So yes, we have been part of that. And I
Okay.
think when we table places like I forget what it's called.
Harvest
It's the
thing.
harvest
Yes, the
thing.
festival thing.
People really like it. We usually raffle off a tote bag and have a craft for kids. And actually Julia asked if anybody was going to do this, if they could hand out summer reading pamphlets and packets of large pumpkin seeds.
You are gonna do that.
I mean, I feel like I could do that on the
Because of the
side.
garden
On the
committee.
side. Come here, kid. You want
We're making art here, but also like.
It doesn't have to be, I don't know whose idea it was, like, maybe we should bring books. It's like, I don't, maybe.
It doesn't
Or
have
we
to
could
be
do
books,
something
yeah.
totally different.
That's true. But I'm hearing a clear no for PCS because nobody can be
debate.
there.
That's an easy,
Sorry.
that's an easy
That's
answer.
easy. Great. We already talked about pipe night. So I guess also watch for the sign out sheet to come out. That'll be electronically because we're gonna have to be. No, I guess we could sign up in May.
or
Cool.
night?
The great.
Yeah, because it's staggered shifts
Yeah.
that we'll sign up for. So many people at a time throughout the course of the evening. All right. So last Thursday, the Planning Commission held a series of focus groups all day in Putney. The last one of the day was at Landmark and it was focused around community and arts and culture. And they reached out and invited Emily and Emily was busy. I made it for the first hour, during which I got to enjoy Landmark's dining hall and get to know a few people that I didn't know before. And that's about it. So unfortunately, like I had to leave before we really were able to dive in, but it did seem like they've hired a consulting firm who's helping drive this initial part of the process for the Planning Commission. And they seem great. And the question that had been posed right before I had to leave was, what would you just miss so much if it wasn't downtown in Putney? And people were already talking about the library.
Forum?
It's unclear how they structured it because there were some people who were like, why wasn't this warned? Why didn't, I don't know if it's because I don't know. They have a lot of very wonderful material, which I would love to put my eyes on again. They had great maps and stuff like that. And maybe this all exists somewhere on the town hall website. I don't know. I just know I had first heard about it from Natalie at Next Stage. She said, oh, do you know about this focus group happening? So at the focus group, it was, Yellow Barn was there, Next Stage was there, Green Commons was there, the farmers market, like community garden folks were there, Sandglass was there, library was there briefly. So they really they brought a lot of cultural players in town to the table. There were a couple of select board members there. So I think it seemed like it was going to be a really dynamic, fruitful conversation. I was sorry that I wasn't able to stay for the whole thing. And it seems to me that like the thrust of the Planning Commission right now is focusing on creating more housing, that's a priority downtown, but they're also looking at what the town wants, to have a dynamic, vital downtown area.
How did the planning commission come to be? Do you know? Was it?
How did the planning commission? come
Yeah.
about? Or
Was
is
that
that part of
just-
the town?
Oh, is that
Yeah.
just something that exists? Oh, okay.
I do right now. There's like
They seem more
But it's-
prominent.
there's like an active group right now that they solicited pretty vigorously. They solicited people to join.
Discovery Putney?
That's not it, is it? There's a plan.
It's like an
that the
advisory.
Plan
The
of.
town plan
Town
group.
plan or some aspect of the town plan. There's some organized thing around planning of, sort of the future of the town.
Is this the thing that like started at PCS? They had like that first.
No, I
Also, no,
No.
there's a lot, these are kind of,
That's what
I can see why you think these are all the same
Yes.
thing. They're a little bit different.
I think that this might have a little bit to do with, questions about zoning and rezoning and like, again, like coming back to
Well,
housing.
And the town plan.
No, not that either, because that's pretty much done.
Okay,
I was involved in that process and that's pretty much done. This is a new thing
okay,
that I'm not involved in. but
yeah,
it was, the next thing the planning commission is gonna work on, says the planning commission, is some feature, I don't think it's an entirely new town plan, but some.
Well, they do
updated-
have a new town plan
Yes.
But that exists,
as of last year.
yeah.
Oh.
What it
So-
comes down to is I also don't know.
we need to get Sue Coakley here at a meeting with us and she
Yeah,
can
but
tell us.
A revision or an addition. or
Right.
something.
But it's not Discover Putney or Our Future
Right.
Putney, which
Our
I think were
Future
the,
Putney,
yes,
that's
which
right.
were, I think, the two things you were
That's
asking
what
about.
I was wondering, that
Right.
too. So no, it's through like town hall.
It's like a
stuff.
yeah.
Governments.
Okay.
I do know that the consulting organization has future more outward facing events planned through the next 2 months to try to engage the community in the conversations that have started in the
Right.
focus groups.
Planning commission is very organized and very systematic and goal directed, and
Mhm.
if they're doing something, they're really doing it.
Yeah.
It's not kind of, oh,
Yeah. Um,
Is that is that part of the select board or like a committee that reports to the select board?
the latter.
any other questions about that? The thing none of us know like totally about.
Thank you for representing us on short notice.
Yeah. So we have to approve some money.
You guys actually don't have to,
Well,
but I'd like you to consider.
We should consider approving money.
Unlike the other money, which we had already spent. This is, not already spent, but I could talk about
Mhm.
both of these things. The first is that we've been doing 1,000 books before kindergarten for the last 2 years, and it's just really picked up a lot of steam. We have a lot of people doing it. We had our first kid today, complete 1,000 books.
Amazing.
Yes, it was great. It was really exciting for everyone involved. I think the child was slightly baffled because she's like 3, but
Need like a confetti light.
But Julia also went to an event at PCS for parents of really young kids, and she signed up a bunch of folks really recently. And the thing, we got a grant from the Children's Literacy Foundation and got all of these books to begin with. But because we're signing up all these really young kids and babies, we've really maxed out the baby books, like the board books. And Julia would really love to have $350 to just buy additional board books to it. The books go to kids when they sign up, get 2 books, and then every time you read 100 books, which can be the same book over and over again 100 times, then they get 1 more book. So it's just sort of like new book infusion, and they're all on that orange carton. People can pick them out themselves. But this program's really gained some steam, and it's great energy. It's not very,
That's
there's a lot of awarding of stickers and and like parents get a tracking sheet to mark things off. But we applied for a grant. We applied for the Children's Literacy Foundation grant actually again, and they did not award it to us. But they paid the Children's Literacy Foundation, same grant, paid for the whole Beaver Festival tomorrow. So we had just gotten the Beaver grant, so we didn't get the 1,000 books before kindergarten grant, but I wondered if the trustees would approve $350 for board books.
So moved.
Second.
Is that enough? Do we need to make a motion?
I was hoping I didn't have to repeat the
Yeah.
exact details.
$50 for 1,000 books before kindergarten.
All in favor?
Yay.
Emily, do they keep the books?
Yes,
That's great.
they get to
Wow.
keep the books. Sorry, that's distinct from everything else we do. They don't have to bring the books back here. Yeah, the novel books can just.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
And traditionally, the board around this part of the fiscal year gives us $2,000 additional money for books, for which we split between kids' books and adult books.
Can I ask a question of how long has that been $2,000?
Like the entire time I've been here. Feel free
Have we
to.
ever discussed creating structure? I mean, I just like, this happens all the time in organizations, right?
It's like, well,
Dollar,
every day, yeah.
and that dollar amount stays the same,
Right.
and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, 10 years have gone by and we haven't had
Every-
any escalator.
I would be delighted if the board wanted to give us more money than.
Is it all books, or is we had a discussion at some point that books, what the definition of books was, and the,
It is all books.
okay.
Yeah, we
So is
could,
that what you need?
yes. In short, we've paced out our ebook buying through the year. So we're not in bad shape with that. We've also allocated a lot of, the definition that's fuzzy is audiobooks and videos, because now we have e-sources of those, and that's kind of mushed together with the e-content. Whereas books, when the line item says books, it really truly is dead tree media. It's made out of paper, and something you hold in your hand.
So one idea we could use would be a simple, like, every year, presumably the entire budget grows by a fixed percentage, and we could apply that percentage to that baseline $2,000, and then we just have kind of a not a huge amount to swallow in any one year, but it's just kind of naturally growing. And it ties it to something about the sense of the scale of the library. But I don't know if we need to do that today, or just think that's something that the finance committee could come back with a recommendation or talk about. So we can approve the $2,000 so you can do the thing for this year.
Yeah, it would be great to start expending it pretty soon, because we're almost at the end of the fiscal year.
I mean, we could start that for next year.
Right.
Start it for
No,
next year's.
that would be
so it
great.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think Julia has a cart all ready to order. She's like. I think that's one thing.
So I'll make a motion to approve $2,000 this year for Emily and Julia to buy extra physical books for the library.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Thanks, guys. This will benefit all of you.
Any other business? Public comment?
He said stuff.
I'm ready.
Out of order.
Ready, Janet?
It's great to be back among you. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Janice Baldwin. I was board chair for a while. I stepped down.
I think you were on the screen when I came from my orientation.
Oh.
Lydia and I were.
Yeah. You missed it.
Thank you for your service. Seriously.
Also, we don't have to decide this, but I am going to try to get some folks here to help me set up the circus tent, kind of soon. Hopefully before the chaos of the book sale descends upon us.
Is that other business? Or are you
So
just saying?
I'm just saying
You're
it.
just saying.
It's the tent that we have summer reading program in out in the back. But we're gonna have a in situ polyculture artist talk, and it's gonna be people who do different kinds of dye and pigment things. And we're gonna do it outside, and they've requested that the tent is up, just in case it's wet.
When's that gonna be?
An excellent question. I should have been prepared for this follow-up. Oh, that's on the 21st of May. I'm in the afternoon.
Is that a group of different dyers, or is it many different dyers?
It's many different dyers and pigment people that are teaching. They're gathering to teach a workshop at the artist residency, but then they're going to do a free public program here for us.
Okay.
And it's what time?
2 to 4. Which might, outside under the tent if you guys respond to my email asking for help putting up the tent. But it's not actually other business. I'm just warning everybody.
Do we
But
need
it's
a
coming.
tent for the bake sale during
Mhm.
the book
We
sale?
use the easier pop-up tent,
Okay, we have it.
lower key,
Okay.
Mhm.
less punishing to put up and take down. It also blows away a lot more easily.
Oh, did we get any?
Is there a point person for the bake sale?
No,
No,
I
I
can't
mean,
take that on.
I
this
think
year.
it's just. No, there's,
just
no- I
mean
mean, I
Getting
think,
coffee and all that stuff.
right. I mean, it might end up just being me. I'm also just realizing do we need a dinosaur this year? My children are too large for the dino costume at this point.
The minutes from last year or the notes from last year said the dinosaur is a must.
Must get a dinosaur.
It
How
has
small
been
children
said.
would they like?
Yeah, but-
They should be too
Yeah.
small.
It's really dino crazy right now.
Like a 10-year-old, 8 to 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I'd say that Ren's,
Oh, you know what? Maybe Ren would do it.
Nobody wants to be the dinosaur the whole time, but it would be great if we had two
and
different.
no one
dinos.
wants to be the second dinosaur. I think it's pretty humid in that suit.
It's actually,
Depends on the
if it has
weather.
the fan, it's like fully
Yeah.
inflated all the, I don't know, I haven't worn the dinosaur outfit for any last.
It is really like the first year, my son, who's now like 6'2" and 17, he like tied off the arms so he could have his hands inside and he had like Arizona iced tea in there.
Video game
It's
console.
like-
Who did it last year?
Hazel did it and Jim's granddaughter,
Well,
She had a different dinosaur.
yeah, Liza had the little homemade dinosaur.
for Hazel and the inflatable one.
It wasn't it,
I thought it was
Jessica's
yeah, Jessica's
daughter.
son.
Oh, yes. Oh, so that's another, we could ask Colleen.
I don't think it was Colleen, I think it was.
It was Luke.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Luke
Luke
might
2
be.
years ago.
oh, maybe, we have a really
Luke
good.
might be
picture
a
of
little
him.
big for it now too.
It's supposed to be forgiving, it has like
boy.
elastic arms that go over various lengths of limbs.
I'll reach out to Ben and see if Ren might be into it. And if she doesn't want to do it, then we can go down a list of other trustee children who might be interested in.
Oh no, I'm away.
I used extreme bribery. I'm not gonna lie. My kids.
They can have free books from the book sale. check.
Arizona iced tea.
An Arizona iced
A
tea.
whole case of it.
It's really nice.
Okay. All right, so the next board meeting is May 19th after our book sale extravaganza. And I will make a motion to adjourn at 7:41. All in favor? Great. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Oh, no.
Please eat some miniature
What's your
cupcakes left
question?
over from the pizza.
Question about the 1,000 books. So
Yeah.
I have a bag of like children's books that I was going to donate to the book sale.
Yeah.
But they're mostly children's books. Can those go to that? Or do they
We-
need to be new if you're giving them out?
Great if they're new. Yeah, but we would love them for the book sale because we always don't have enough kids' books at the book sale. Or, I don't know, at some point a teacher unloaded on us and it was like amazing because lots and lots of kids come through the book sale and there aren't always great kids' books.
Did we do the coupon? Sorry,
So many pieces.
I know, sorry, just.
We should, the coupons.
And then do we have
There's a community
okay,
separate.
that was my question.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? Julia designed the coupon.
I don't know
Oh,
who.
they were handing out coupons to kids for one of these go to the book sale, I think, right? At community supper before.
So the 8th will be the
school
community
even.
supper.
David on the food shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah, the food shelf, maybe they sent them out with the kids at PCS.
I think so.
And then we handed them out at the community supper.
And did you even have them at the desk?
No,
No.
no, the idea was to lure people from outside.
And I guess we never talked about, maybe this is too much business now that we've adjourned. I guess we're just keeping our prices the same.
Uh,
Sorry, guys, there's just so many moving
There are.
pieces.